The following is a video presentation on the proper use of the MLT3401 mainline tap tool. It is designed to make the operation of your MLT3401 easy and efficient. The MLT3401 is designed to tap into pressurized pipe systems by directly inserting a 3/4 inch or 1 inch corporation stop, or tapping through a 3/4 to 2 inch saddle-mounted corporation stop. It is capable of tapping water lines up to 250 psi. The cutter or drill is rotated by a 7/8 inch hand ratchet, or can be operated by an air ratchet or a right-angle drill. The MLT3401 comes equipped with a chain mount for cast iron and ductile iron. A PVC mounting strap is also available. Before assembling or operating the MLT3401, be sure to read the operator's manual. Safety instructions are located in the front of the manual. Read and understand all the safety and operating instructions before operating the MLT3401. Read all labels on the MLT3401. For your convenience, it is divided into the following segments so you can quickly find what you need. Planning the tapping operation. Direct tap procedure. Drilling through saddle-mounted corporation stops. Special procedures including attaching the PVC strap assembly, using the PVC strap mount, tool holder and chamber cap removal. Planning the tapping operation. Before operating this tool, determine exactly what needs to be tapped into. Ensure that it is indeed the pipe that requires tapping. Warning: do not exceed pressure and temperature ratings of the tool and any attachment, valve, or fitting. Only tap into lines that contain water and are below 250 psi. Warning: cutting into pipe containing liquids under pressure is potentially hazardous. Correct procedures must be followed in the use of this equipment to maintain a safe working environment and prevent serious personal injury. No person should use this tool who is not fully trained in the proper operating procedure and who is not fully aware of the potential hazards connected with working on pipe containing liquids under pressure. Before you begin, you will need the following equipment: mainline tap machine, valve chamber, ratchet wrench, drill tap, 2 spud wrenches, corporation stop insertion cap, and a 5/16 inch hex. Also large and small rubber gaskets, saddle mount, and tapping compound. Ensure all the equipment is clean and in good operating condition. Warning: direct tapping into transites or asbestos mains is not recommended. This will produce poor quality threads and a weak connection. Select which corporation stop is to be used. See your operator's manual for more details. For this demonstration, we will be inserting a 3/4 inch corporation stop into a 6 inch cast iron water main. Direct tap procedure. Ensure the chamber cap and tool holder are assembled to the MLT3401. Select the correct saddle, combination drill tap, and corporation stop insertion cap from Chart 1 in your operator's manual. The flow diagram in Chart 2 will assist in determining the required equipment to perform the tap. It is important to choose the proper size and style cutter for the specific type of corporation stop and main being used. Inspect all drill taps prior to use. Clean the surface of the pipe to be tapped into. Check to see the gasket is in good condition and place on the pipe. Next, mount the correct size saddle to the gasket. Finally, insert the small rubber gasket into the saddle. Attach the valve chamber to the main. Install the chain around the main and rotate the chamber to the desired angle you wish the corporation stop to be installed. Tighten the bolts evenly on both sides of the chamber to ensure that the unit is secure. Install the correct size drill tap into the tool holder and tighten the screw on the side with the 5/16" hex wrench. Warning: be sure that the screw is tight to prevent the drill tap from separating from the tool during the tap. Apply tapping compound to the drill and tap sections of the drill tap. Note: it is recommended that a tapping compound be used during the tapping operation. Placing water in the chamber before beginning the drilling operation will also help lubricate the drill tap and keep the cutter cool. To tap into the main, fully extend the drive shaft and lock the shaft by inserting the drive pin through the lowest available hole in the shaft above the thrust collar. Check that the gate lever is in the open position. Attach the MLT3401 to the chamber and engage the valve chamber cap locking pin by rotating the cap clockwise. The locking pin must snap into position. Be sure the feed barrel is at the top of its feed. Remove the drive pin and gently lower the shaft until the drill tap comes in contact with the main. Note: drill tap should not be dropped onto the main. The impact of the drill against the CI/DI may cause the hardened drill to chip. Drill taps should be stored in their protective containers when not in use. Raise the shaft slightly, if required, and lock the shaft into position by inserting the drive pin through the thrust collar at the nearest available hole in the shaft. Turn the feed barrel clockwise to advance the cutter towards the main. When the drill tap contacts the main, back up 1/2 turn. You are now ready to start drilling. Using a ratchet wrench or power tool, rotate the drive shaft while advancing the feed barrel until the drill tap has come into contact with the main. Keep a firm, even pressure on the feed barrel while continuing to rotate the drive shaft. Warning: when using a power tool to drive the MLT3401, understand and follow all safety instructions associated with the power tool. Air power ratchets are generally a safer choice due to the inherent explosion and shock hazards associated with electrical tools. Only use a ratchet wrench when drilling into PVC mains. Grounded electrical tools should be plugged into a properly grounded outlet. Electrical tools should be plugged into an outlet protected with a ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI. Use only right-angle electrical drills or air ratchets to rotate the cutter. Only use power tools that operate below 100 RPM. Note: do not apply too much pressure on the cutter. The tool must be fed at a controlled rate. Gentle feeding produces superior cutting and extended cutter life. Continue to drill until no resistance is felt in advancing the sleeve. Stop turning the drive shaft. Caution: drilling into the pipe is now complete. The valve and tool are now under pressure. Continue rotating the feed barrel until resistance is felt. The tapping portion of the drill is now in contact with the pipe. At this point, move the equalizing valve knob briefly to the bleed position to remove the chips. After flushing the chamber, back the knob up to the drill equalized position. You are now ready to start tapping. Warning: do not use power tools when tapping. Only use the ratchet wrench. While holding the threaded portion of the drill tap firmly in contact with the pipe, turn the shaft 3 or 4 times and the feed barrel accordingly to engage the tap. When satisfied that the tap has started, remove the drive pin and rotate the feed barrel clockwise to the bottom of its travel. Warning: if the tap has not engaged the main, the drive shaft may rapidly extend when the pin is removed. Proceed to tap the pipe by rotating the drive shaft until the tapping mark that is located on the drive shaft reaches the top of the thrust collar. The tap is now complete. Carefully rotate the feed counterclockwise while firmly holding the top of the drive shaft until the drill tap is removed from the hole. Warning: the drive shaft may rapidly extend when the drill is freed from the hole. Carefully pull the drive shaft to the fully extended position. Rotate the feed barrel counterclockwise to the top of its feed. Place the drive pin through the bottom hole in the drive shaft. Close the gate by turning the gate lever to the closed position. Move the equalizing valve to the neutral position and wait a few seconds until the water stops. If the water does not stop, check the gate lever and make sure it is closed before proceeding. Remove the MLT3401 from the chamber. This is done by lifting the locking pin on the top of the chamber cap and turning the cap counterclockwise. Loosen the screw holding the drill tap in the tool holder and remove the drill tap by using the release nut on the tool holder. A quick, sharp turning motion of the release nut is required. Attach a corporation stop insertion cap to the corporation stop. Check to ensure that the corporation stop is closed. Pipe sealant may be applied to the inlet end of the corporation stop at this time. Attach the corporation stop and insertion cap to the tool holder. Mount the MLT3401 back onto the chamber, ensuring that it is locked into position. Move the equalizing valve to the drill equalized position to pressurize the chamber. After waiting 5 to 10 seconds for the pressure to equalize, open the gate valve lever by hand. Caution: forcing the gate lever open prior to pressure equalization may damage your tool. Rotate the feed barrel to its lowest position. Remove the drive pin on the shaft and lower the shaft until the corporation stop touches the main. Screw the corporation stop into the main by rotating the drive shaft. When the corporation stop is tightly inserted, turn the drive shaft counterclockwise using a quick thrust to disengage it from the insertion cap. Lift the drive shaft up and lock it into the extended position, inserting the drive pin through the lowest available hole. Move the equalizing valve to the bleed position to release the pressure from the inside of the tool. Remove the MLT3401 from the chamber. Remove the chamber, saddle, and gaskets from the main. Tighten the corporation stop to the main if required. Warning: check that the corporation stop is in the closed position. Remove the corporation stop insertion cap by holding the corporation stop with the supplied wrench and rotating the insertion cap with another. Drilling through saddle-mounted corporation stops. To perform a saddle tap, the tool holder and chamber cap assemblies must be separated from the MLT3401. For this demonstration, we will be tapping through a 1-inch CTS corporation stop, saddle-mounted onto a 6-inch cast iron main. Before you begin, you will need the following equipment: a mainline tap machine with the tool holder and valve chamber cap removed, a shaft extension, cast iron drill bit, valve adapter, bleed valve assembly, 2 spud wrenches, a ratchet wrench, and a corporation stop with saddle mount. Select the valve adapter and, if required, pilot drill saw adapter, extension, and cutter for the type of water main to be drilled from Chart 4 in your operator's manual. The flow diagram in Chart 5 will assist in determining the required equipment to perform the tap. Note: check all the threads on the corporation stops and valve adapters to ensure that they are clean before they are engaged. Inspect the cutters prior to use. Note: PVC mains require the use of PVC cutters. These cutters are specifically designed to retain the coupon after drilling the main. For ductile iron and cast iron pipe, transite and asbestos cement mains, carbide tip drills and shell cutters are recommended. Attach the cutter to the shaft extension. Then attach the assembly to the drive shaft of the MLT3401 tool. Check that the valve adapter matches the size and style of the corporation stop being used. Inspect the O-ring seal in the valve adapter and replace if necessary. Attach the bleed valve assembly to the valve adapter. Thread the valve adapter onto the MLT3401. Care must be taken not to damage the drill or cutter while attaching the valve adapter. Using the two spud wrenches, tighten the valve adapter to the body of the MLT3401. Tapping compound should be applied to the cutting edge before proceeding to drill through the pipe. Ensure the corporation stop is in the open position. To tap into the main, place the MLT3401 over the corporation stop and thread the valve adapter and MLT3401 body to the corporation stop outlet thread. Inspect all the threaded connections to ensure that they are tight. Rotate the feed barrel counterclockwise until the MLT3401 is at the top of its travel. Retract the drive pin of the MLT3401 and gently lower the drive shaft until the cutter comes in contact with the main. Lift the shaft back up slightly and place the drive pin through the thrust collar and the first available hole in the drive shaft. Rotate the feed barrel clockwise to lower the cutter and drive shaft until contact is made with the main. Using a ratchet wrench or power tool, begin to rotate the drive shaft while continually applying firm pressure with the feed barrel. Warning: when using power tools to drive the MLT3401, understand and follow all safety instructions associated with that power tool. Use only right-angle electrical drills or air ratchets to rotate the cutter. The tool must be fed at a controlled rate. Air power ratchets are generally a safer choice due to the inherent explosion and shock hazards associated with electrical tools. Only use a ratchet wrench when drilling into PVC mains. Grounded electrical tools should be plugged into a properly grounded outlet. Note: do not apply too much pressure on the cutter. Gentle feeding produces superior cutting and an extended cutter life. Continue to drill until no resistance is felt while advancing the feed barrel. Stop immediately. Warning: continuing past this point could cause penetration through the far side of the pipe. This could result in extensive property damage and/or serious injury. Drilling into the pipe is now complete and the valve, saddle, and tool are under pressure. Remove the ratchet or power tool from the drive shaft. Rotate the feed barrel counterclockwise to the top of its travel. Firmly hold the drive shaft with one hand and remove the drive pin. Lift the drive shaft up completely and reinsert the pin. Warning: pressure inside the corporation stop and the MLT3401 may cause the drive shaft to rapidly extend to the full-up position when the pin is removed. Care should be taken when restricting the drive shaft. Open and close the bleed valve assembly a few times to blow out any chips from the cutting operation. Close the corporation stop or valve. Should it be difficult to close the valve, rock the valve open and closed until it can be completely shut off. Warning: make sure the corporation stop valve is closed before proceeding. Open the bleed valve assembly again to release the pressure. Unscrew the MLT3401 from the corporation stop. If the drilled pipe was drained, be aware that the cutter may be hot. Remove the valve adapter and bleed valve assembly. Next, remove the cutter and shaft extension from the tool. Wipe all the components until clean and dry and store them in the toolbox. You have now completed the saddle tapping operation. Special procedures. The following procedures will help you with the operation of the MLT3401. They include attaching the PVC strap assembly, using the PVC strap assembly, tool holder and valve chamber cap removal. Attaching the PVC strap assembly. To attach a PVC strap assembly, you first need to remove the chain mount. To remove the chain mount, remove the cotter pin and clevis pin from the grab hook and remove the grab hook from the end of the chain yoke. On the opposite side of the chain mount, remove the cotter pin and washer. Pull out the clevis pin and a washer with it. Remove the side chain yoke and chain assembly from the chain mount. Attach the strap ratchet to the chain mount using the clevis pin and cotter pin from the chain mount. The ratchet handle should be outside the chain mount. Using the PVC strap assembly. To use the PVC strap assembly, place the large pipe gasket, saddle and top saddle gasket on top of the pipe. Place the valve chamber assembly with the PVC strap assembly installed as per the preceding step on top of the top saddle gasket. Place the strap under the pipe and hook the strap to the chain yoke from the inside so that the end of the hook points away from the pipe. Tension the strap by evenly cranking the handle on the strap ratchet up and down. Continue until the strap is as tight as possible. Close the strap ratchet until the safety lock engages. Finally, tighten the chain mount clamping nut 2 or 3 turns to further tighten the strap. Be careful not to over-tighten the strap as pipe failure may occur. Tool holder and valve chamber cap removal. Note: these removal procedures are necessary when saddle taps will be performed with this tool. To remove the tool holder assembly from the MLT3401, use a 5/16" hex wrench to loosen the screw that attaches the tool holder to the drive shaft. It may be necessary to use a wrench to assist in removing the screw. Remove the cap assembly from the MLT3401 adjustment screw threads with the wrenches provided. Check that the O-ring on the MLT3401 assembly is intact. Replace the O-ring if damaged. General maintenance should include checking all the threads to ensure that they are clean before they are engaged. Protect all the threads during periods of storage and transportation. Regularly lubricate the shaft with a light film of oil. Inspect all the cutters prior to use. Warning: disassembly, cleaning, and repair should only be conducted by a Ridgid service technician.